the seminars now for 19 years, and we are very proactive. We bring in the South Carolina Department of Education. We bring in other groups, including the South Carolina Law Enforcement Officers Association, and we make them part of a steering committee where we identify issues and topics that would be suitable for this sort of group to study together. And so we've been doing that for 19 years, and we seek involvement by all the educators and the law enforcement officers in the different communities across the state, and it's been very successful.
What are some of the topics and focus areas that you've had in recent years on the training?
Well, over the past 3 years, and I'll speak to those because that's been my tenure here at the U.S. Attorney's Office as the first assistant or the acting U.S. Attorney. 3 years ago, we began with a seminar entitled Lessons Learned. And what we were looking at in that particular seminar was some of the catastrophic, tragic events that happen in other school environments. We looked at the Beslan, Russia incident where terrorists basically took over a school, and we also looked at the Pennsylvania Amish schoolhouse shooting where a gunman went in and massacred children. We were able to bring in individuals who were familiar with both of those events and have them come in and describe to educators and law enforcement here in the community what happened there, and reinforce that something like there can happen here. That seminar was very well received. We got a lot of good feedback, such that the next year we entitled our seminar More Lessons Learned, and we expanded upon what we had done the year before, and we started looking at things that the group could do proactive here in South Carolina, not just learn about what has happened elsewhere, but what could be done real time here in South Carolina with the collaboration of educators and law enforcement. In last year's More Lessons Learned seminars, we brought in the United States Secret Service, who had done a bystander study to focus on events that could happen in a school, any sort of violent event. And again, that seminar was very well received. And this year, the theme continues basically, where the title of this year's seminar is Are You Prepared? Basically, not if but when, because as we all know, educators and law enforcement, that is the question. We know that events will happen. Unfortunately, all we can do is do our best to plan, prevent, and then prepare for reaction and crisis management. And that's really the focus here today. And thanks to your involvement coming here along with other speakers, we're able to get the message out and tell educators and law enforcement again how critical it is for them to be thinking how they can best improve the safety of their schools and what they can do proactively, both individually, collectively, and then in concert with other outside agencies, how they can ensure a safer environment in school, and then what to do in the tragic event that something does happen.